from the OPC Pest Services studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number, 93.9 is the station, and our days are rolling. It's a hump day. I got my car washed yesterday because I knew today was going to be a beautiful day. If I can get 2 good days out of a fresh car wash, it's going to be awesome. The weather has been nice and crisp. I'm starting to be able to tolerate a little pumpkin spice smell. Yes, even me, I can tolerate a little bit of fall pumpkin spice smell. Steve Rummage in the building, Brian Hall's in the booth.
Well, it's glad to have you. I'm glad to have you kind of welcome into the fall season. So, look, this is the time of year where things just get beautiful because you're kind of transitioning from football into basketball. You got some NBA, some NFL, college football. You got the college basketball game starting to kind of ramp up. Last night, I actually watched Duke. I mean, like that's kind of where we're at, and there's plenty of stuff to do, man. So it's a good time of year.
That's so exciting.
It actually was. They are fun to watch.
You just have to acknowledge that it actually was.
They are fun to watch.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Do you realize they play Kentucky in a week and a half?
I will admit right now on air that I will probably watch that game until Kentucky. Like I have a rule of thumb. I will watch sometimes. I mean, look, I'm just gonna pull back the curtain here because you know how we all do it. Anytime
we have our superstitions and rhythms.
Well, and when we're around, when you're anytime, like if Kentucky had a good win and I go run with my father-in-law the next day, of course I give the company line. He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, oh yeah, man, I didn't get to see it. Like, of course I know what happened. I know every play you're about to tell me, but I'm like, oh yeah, man, I didn't even check. I ain't heard about it, man. Oh yeah, did they? Oh man, that's a good play. But I will watch Kentucky a lot of times until they get up like 10.
Right.
Now if they're playing crap teams, I'm talking about in big games. If they're playing crap teams, I'm not going to sit around and watch Kentucky basketball. But that Duke-Kentucky game, I will be locked in. And I may even break my 10-point rule just to I kind of want to see, even though I don't know that they'll get up by 10. I'm not saying that, but I want to kind of check out both teams, man. So I'm a little envious of that Champions Classic. It's cool.
We just like with last year, we were jealous of the PK
80. Oh,
PK 80.
Yeah.
Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
Nothing too much. I just want something else to talk about besides the World Series. I mean, that's about all that happened last night. Montrezl Harrell had a big night.
Seen blocked Anthony Davis twice.
I was waiting for you to go Jeff Hall. This early in the show.
Tim Hall.
Tim Hall.
Yeah.
Jeff Hall, of course.
Jeff played for Louisville. Tim did not.
Antoine Enoch.
Yeah, Antoine Enoch. Same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that was going to be the joke. ACC Media Day, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing today. I mean, Chris Mack, of course, I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier, I think throughout the summer and different things. Chris Mack just brings a different element to Louisville. And today at ACC Media Day, he's brought Christian Cunningham, VJ King, 2 captains.
Right.
And he's brought I believe it's his oldest daughter. And she is running his Twitter account today. And, I mean, like her first tweet was just something very, I took a surprise picture of dad.
Is he going to be strict about her running the ACC Media account?
Oh, I'm sure she's not just tweeting anything she wants whenever she wants. But still, the aesthetics of that is
awesome.
It's good. It's good on the university.
I stopped by the basketball office today, this morning, and kind of got the feel for the environment. They're positive. I was happy to hear that they are. I don't want to say they're locked in.
Yeah,
they're locked in for the Bellarmine game.
Okay.
In my opinion, for the vibe. I mean, I had to do some paperwork and exchange some emails and numbers.
Sure.
I had to do some simple stuff, but it was good to hear that the building is focused.
Yeah.
On Bellarmine next game, no jokes, no, like this is serious, So that part was awesome. Also, because we started off the show in such a good mood, I wanted to take a second to I have a load off. This morning helped me take a complete load off my shoulders, Steve.
Okay.
Yesterday, whatever. David Padgett was at the University of Louisville basketball practice. Oh my God, I cannot tell you
that felt good.
How happy I was to know he was there. It basically, knowing he was over there made me feel better about the digs that we take at him, because it's like nobody could have been angrier at him than those players.
Yeah.
When they don't play. And I felt the same way about my coaches, so I know that feeling. Then if you lose, then it's just, you're really mad, right?
Yeah.
So, again, went over to basketball office. I heard about how happy they were to see him, right? Because you wonder, you wonder how awkward it's going to be if coach, if Padgett's in here with the new coach and but he's still former player, right?
Yes.
He's still former coach, right? There's no shade during the press conferences and things like that. I mean, you were interim, you weren't full, contracted coach.
Absolutely.
So like I said, sometimes we for sake of discussion, we look at, when he said you're replacing Patino, what's it? But that was just us kind of. But I got to tell you, people, knowing he was in there was awesome from the beginning. Imagine Padgett coming in there and the guys just stopping practice and running over there hugging him. How good does that feel? How awesome does that feel if just it's no long stemming thing. And I got to be honest, when your old coach comes into the building, even with your new coach, there's something. It's like as boys growing up, whenever the women's basketball team came into the gym, even if they were just waiting to use the gym, you change the attitude.
Yeah.
It changed the spirit. I bet you, according to, to folklore, one of the best practices you would have had.
Absolutely.
When you get a David Padgett in there. Like I said, women's team comes into the gym. Practice is going to be awesome. I mean, am I the only one?
Well, I know all about that.
Yeah, unless you were me. And I mean, look, here's the deal. I was always like, I'm a bigger guy. And I'd be like, I swear, it felt like every time the women's team would come in.
Why'd you make that noise first?
Every time the women's team would come in, the coach would be like, all right, we got,
shirts and skins.
I know. You're like, what the heck, man?
Wait a minute. Y'all didn't have reversible jerseys at
yes,
Central?
of course. I'm talking like middle school. Yeah, I mean, yes. We had reversible practice jerseys. I mean, once I got to high school and stuff.
So when it happened in middle school, how was it?
You're just kind of, I don't know. You're kind of a chubby kid.
So what did you do? Like what did you do?
I just rolled with it. Like, I got to play.
But you was just like, oh man.
I know. And every time it's like, dude, you're a jerk. You know what you're doing. Oh, so you picked the chubbiest kid on the team, and you're like,
make sure you put them on the skin side.
Yeah. Oh, rubbing your skins. Of course I'm skins. I knew I was skins as soon as they walked in. I just took my shirt off.
Right.
I'm protesting pants too.
Well, most people would like to be on the skin side.
I know. I was like, golly, man.
No, but yeah, to the point. Other than that,
yeah,
the intensity steps up, and it's no shade at the ex-coach, but you still want to show your development.
Absolutely.
And you want him to be proud of you still. So point being, I feel like it was a big load off of having David Padgett, and before the season starts, let's put it out there that David Padgett is back in the practice.
Oh,
David Padgett is welcome. David Padgett is not the pariah. He didn't get thrown out with the previous regime. Like there's no better way to tie regimes and fan base. Because listen, some people loved David Padgett, and they said David Padgett should have got 2 or 3 more years to figure it out. Maybe he would have figured out. So I mean, we all have our own opinions, but to show that there's a tie there, it was a great feeling.
No, it was good. Yeah, I did.
And when he comes to the games at the Yum Center, he gets
yeah.
that super, super good standing ovation. There's not going to be any shade in there.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. It was a good feeling to see that, and hopefully that's just kind of a sign of things to come. I'm still waiting, and I'm waiting for the day when you get that tweet. And you're like, oh, well, Rick was here watching practice. You think that ever happened? Because I do. I do think it will happen with Mac. I think Mac has went above and beyond to be respectful. Mac has built a bridge with Rick Pitino, I think.
At least one direction.
At least one direction.
Yes.
And Rick, I think, just from the things Rick says, now you know Rick's a prideful guy, but just from the things he said about Mac, I think it's like he's almost like, yeah, I'll ride with that guy, but not the other guys.
Give me a time frame that Rick makes it back. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. Brian Hall, I'm curious what you think on this one too. Give me a time frame. If you had to go like make an over and under Vegas odds of Rick coming back. This is for those who just turning in. This is on the tail end of David Padgett, showing up at practice, being a welcome guest, which made me feel great.
You meant to say David Padgett, not Rick Pitino, the first time?
No,
Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
Yes, because David Padgett was in practice the other day, and
the odds that he'll come back to a practice.
Rick will. You thought I was talking about David Padgett, so you weren't listening. Sorry about that.
No,
I thought you were listening.
got you.
David Padgett was at practice yesterday.
Well, no, I knew Padgett was, and that's why I was confused. I was
okay.
Let's see. I would say that Rick has a less than 15% chance. 20%.
Oh, you don't think he ever come back?
Oh, no, not to the university. I mean to go to I don't know. It depends upon how close him and Mac get. I'll put it at 30.
See, and
this year.
This year, 15.
Oh, yeah, no, he won't be back this year. There's too much. You're in the middle of lawsuits right now. I mean, I would say I would put the over-under about 6 years.
On the golly.
Yeah.
No, nobody has 6 years, man.
I think
6 years is a long time.
I know.
What about a road game? If they go to New York, or if they go down to Florida or something like that,
maybe
like Rick goes to the Florida State game on the road.
I mean, where you get a backstage picture of like Chris Mack and Rick Pitino shaking hands in the back. Yeah, I could see that
this year.
I could see that this year.
Yeah, I actually think.
Even though I still think that if Chris Mullen gets fired, that Rick get that job at St. John's, that'd be interesting. But I do.
Oh, no.
I do. That's what I'm pulling for. But no, I think you could get that because Mac's done such a good job. And this is the whole thing. I'm not really trying to make it the focus on Rick as much as I am on Mac,
right?
And how good he's did. I mean, you got to give him credit with what he's did with Coach Crum, what he's did with Coach Padgett now, and I think what he's done with Coach Pitino. I mean, I don't think he could have handled it much better coming into the season.
And you know what the crazy part is? I almost want to take credit from Chris Mack on this one.
Okay.
I want to.
Well, just take it.
Listen, I want to be harsh on him. Simultaneously, this is going. I'm gonna take some credit from him, but it's going to be a shot at a lot of other people.
Okay.
How hard is that to do? How hard is it for David Padgett to just, oh no, it's all good. It's not. That's the point.
Not for Padgett.
That's the point. None of these extending that open arm to Coach Crum and to the former players. That wasn't hard to do at all.
No,
it was such a of course it's so very appreciated.
Oh, sure.
But it's not a difficult thing to do. It's like, but this is what we end up dealing with when we're talking these sports, these egos that they're competitors.
Oh, absolutely.
They're competitors.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the same it's kind of the same thing I go back to a little bit even with the Bromp thing. So
I think I think he attends a road game.
I could see that.
I think just like I said, you get him down to
I could see that.
Florida State.
At Miami.
Right. Why wouldn't he be there with Larry Yeager at Miami? So like I said, the point being, I felt really, really good about the David pageant. So
Did you see any of the guys?
no, they're ACC Media Day, and
Well, the whole team's not there.
I wouldn't talk about anything else.
Okay, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, they took 2 guys.
No,
The other one should be practicing.
I just sat at the front desk and just talked.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
So ACC Media Day.
Yeah.
There are 2 guys gone. Which 2 guys are gone? Christian Cunningham, VJ King.
Yeah.
VJ King has been a little bit of our interest this morning. Here's the thing. Before we even get into the VJ King conversation, let's say this. Pete, Steve, and I probably both guilty of it. Lowered expectations on VJ King. Like yesterday, we're turning VJ into defensive guy. We're turning VJ into just be solid. You know, like this is it. This is his junior year of a McDonald's All-American.
I know.
Who can just go bananas.
Top 15 player.
That could go bonkers at any time. Like VJ, like don't count him out as a potential breakout. So here's the thing. Is it Jeff Greer? Is Jeff Greer with the one with the article?
Jeff Greer with The Athletic. We've told you if you're not if you don't have them already, you need to make that happen.
It's a I messed up. Okay, here it is. So it's a VJ King conversation. And it's a refresher course. It's a refresher course on who VJ King is. Like, if I told you that you got a McDonald's All-American junior college transfer who's 6'7", 238 pounds, solid, you know what I'm saying? 48-inch verticals, sweet stroke, jump shot, 87% free throw shooter, ball handling. If you didn't know VJ King and we brought VJ King as a grad transfer, you would be like, this dude's right. So if you're gonna be devil's advocate
as a grad transfer, I've been so burned at the JUCO market. I remember thinking Nate Daniels. I was like Nate Daniels gonna be a great player in the first 30.
I still need 2 years.
Spoiler, he wasn't.
I still need 2 years to feel good about a player that I bring in.
Yeah.
Like I know what you're saying with the grad transfer, but let's say VJ King is JUCO and the refresher course is important.
Okay.
Because devil's advocate says, okay, he's not a transfer. We've seen him 2 years. Okay, but if we saw a JUCO player, we wouldn't have seen him on our team. We just bring him in and say he can help. Okay, so VJ King refresher course, you do know, everybody knows we get in trouble. He signs.
Mm-hmm.
You get a McDonald's All-American under cloud, right?
Yeah.
So he's here. Keep in mind, this is VJ King. I don't know if you heard about the stories. He's an intellectual as well, right? Very, very talented artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, good grades. Like, think about that. Like he has everything you want in a student athlete. But let's just remind you, VJ King right now is on like weight programs that require things like waking up at 12 at night eating, waking up at 3 in the morning eating. Just that right there. He eats dinner. He does the evening workout.
And he actually does this.
It's not hypothetical.
Yeah.
He has dinner, has a little last workout, shower, sleeps for a bit, wakes up at night, has to eat a meal, right?
Yep.
Go to sleep, has an alarm set to wake up at 3:30, 4 in the morning, have another meal. He has to eat. VJ King has to eat like every 3 or 4 hours.
Right.
And it's not just the food to gain weight. That's how many calories he's burning from working out, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's where you start talking about VJ in a different light. VJ says it's VJ against VJ sometimes. Like he said it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what my opponent is doing. I'm in control of if I do well or not. VJ talks about, and I said this, and I kind of accused Dangadell of it more than VJ. We said VJ had the yips. We didn't know why. I thought Dangadell had the yips because he was too busy looking at what Donovan Mitchell, not too busy looking at what Donovan Mitchell was doing, But psychologically, like I said, Deng Adele was tough competition on a daily basis for Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I thought Deng Adele just thought he was an heir apparent incumbent. You know, the Donovan's doing good, I'm doing good. Turns out, VJ was looking at the possible first round and it would make more sense in hindsight for VJ to be that guy because VJ was a true McDonald's All-American. He wasn't the quote-unquote puppy with big feet who had a lot of potential, but we'll see. No, he worked out with LeBron James early. You know, he went to LeBron James's high school. Like his record was, his passport to the NBA had been stamped 5 years ago, ish.
Yeah,
4 years ago. He talks about the pressure he added to himself, the uncertainty of the university, the Donovan Mitchell's doing this thing. I got to get out of here. They're saying I'm ready to go. One thing snowballs to another. So apparently he had more of a Deng Adele, checkout than Deng Adele did himself. So when Jeff Greer kind of goes through it, he talks about the shooting percentages dipped. Are we just giving away too much at Jeff Greer? You think Jeff Greer is going to get mad at us for just...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but again, The Athletic, follow Jeff Greer, sign up through his account. But here's the thing. The reason I thought the article was important is because it gives you kind of a rehashing of history, and it tells you how much talent you still have on your team right now, even though, like I said, the red and white game wasn't flattering.
Yeah.
Like I said, it wasn't systematic. It wasn't, a sharp, crisp thing. Still got a fresh-legged 20-year-old VJ King as a junior.
Yeah.
But you're scared to run him up against Duke and
No, I'm not. Again, I mean, I think that VJ's a guy that, you look at him and I think we feel like he's an elite player in the country. I mean, with potential.
He should, elite potential.
Yeah, he has elite potential in the country, and I think that's why when we watched a game, like in the red-white game, I understand, but when you see him the only thing VJ really needed to change in his game was
aggression.
Finish layups. Yeah, a little aggression. I think I don't think he was horrible defensively.
When he locked in. And you know what? When he locked in defensively, it opened up his offense. Those coaches give you that. Texter says VJ will be ACC first team. Laura might be pushing VJ to get better. Remember we talked about how we didn't like Deng Adele and VJ King, buddy.
Yeah.
Remember how something didn't quite click with them, right? If VJ sees a younger guy coming a little harder than a Deng Adele, maybe that does press him. Whew. There's another Athletic article that we're going to have to discuss. It was Stuart Mandel.
Yeah.
I was going to call him something else too. That we're going to talk about that. Let me get to these text messages.
Sure.
First and foremost, how much Louisville, Kentucky rivalry spilled over into the Crum. See, kind of back on the David Padgett conversation. Texter wants to know how much of the Louisville, Kentucky rivalry spilled over into the Crum guys versus the Patino guys thing. Rick and Denny weren't exactly friends in the 90s. Here's the thing. I didn't think that was a Louisville, Kentucky thing. I think that was a Rick protecting his. Listen, I said it a couple of years ago. I thought Rick was always in defense mode to his locker room, to his staff. I thought he came in there saying, I don't want any outsiders messing up this thing, which ended up being the kind of the downfall when he started bringing in a couple outsiders. 0% as long as Grissom is there, Texas says, as far as Rick coming back. I don't think Chris Mack's going to let that happen. I think Chris Mack's going to extend every opportunity. Like I don't even think, like, Chris Mack may have heard about it, but I don't think he would be thrust in between any Grissom, Rick, agendas or something. And that's also why I said maybe it'll happen on the road.
Right.
Rick,
Well, I think Rick probably wouldn't mess with.
Rick recruited some of these kids. I think Mack will welcome him this year. Rick will be at the Tennessee game. Yeah, like I could see that. I could see anywhere on the road, because he doesn't have to rely on Louisville getting him tickets. He wants to see the guys. And like I said, Rick with a little bit of ego, he want to sit there and be in the fourth row and get a little camera time, and he's gonna have a little scarf on and a little nice jacket up in New York. I could see him sitting over there chilling, kind of shouting. And speaking of recruits, people, there was a thrown in recruit that we didn't really talk about a lot. That Soslinski kid.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Big game.
He went for what, 36, 39?
37.
37.
Yeah, you hit everywhere around it. Yeah.
Huntington Prep. So keep in mind, people, not a guy who's projected to be a red shirt guy is bursting out.
Jake Weidengarten actually picked him as his surprise commitment to Louisville, the guy that he thinks is going to make it the most over a 4-year career. But he said that don't be surprised if he actually slips his way into the top 100 of the final rankings. He said everybody was so concerned because he was at 200 and something when he first committed. He's like, he'll be right around that 100 spot by the time the end of his senior year.
That's which is crazy. I mean, because here's the thing. We look at how talented next year's team can be, and we don't even count a kid like him. Just because the plan is the red shirt doesn't mean he's going to red shirt.
And that could easily be put out there to just kind of lower expectations. Just we don't know if he's ready when he gets into that high competition level, but he's going to be worth a scholarship at some point. Quick commercial break. We'll reset. 8150-939 is the number on 939 The Ville.
Hi, I'm Hannah Gist with Gist Piano. Playing sports teaches discipline and teamwork. Playing the piano develops a child's cognitive abilities. As a mom of 3, I encourage you to invest in sports and the piano. Try Gist Piano Center, family owned and operated since 1971.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemore of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maven or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
The world never stops. It's constantly changing, evolving, moving forward. And so are we. Introducing Spectrum Mobile. Built on America's largest and most reliable LTE network. Combined with a nationwide network of Wi-Fi hotspots, free talk and text, and all designed to save you money. The best network, the best devices, the best value. Spectrum Mobile. Visit Spectrum.com today. Restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Circuit Court Judge Derwin Webb. In 1959, a sharecropper named George attempted to register to vote in the local Tennessee election. Because of the Jim Crow laws in his 5th grade education, he was denied the right. Yet, he persisted. He studied to retake the test and was denied again because of another requirement that he could not fulfill. Yet, he persisted. He studied once again and came back with a group of friends. Before he entered the office, 2 men with weapons drawn told him to leave and never come back. Because of his act of courage, he lost his job, his home, and was kicked off the farm where he lived and forced to move to Indianapolis with other relatives. I know George well because he was my grandfather. So when you think of the importance of voting this year, think of my grandfather and the other George Webbs that made the sacrifice for us all to vote. So please, please vote.
Anyone can deliver a box of groceries, but when you consider the source, only Kroger can bring you the fresh, delicious food and quality products you already know and love. And no matter how you like to get your groceries, Kroger makes it easy with store pickup. And now you can have your order shipped right to your door. So now it's easier than ever to check out while you're chilling when you shop online with the Kroger app or at Kroger.com today.
So, Steve, what do you think about Bill at Scorns and Sons Collision Centers, man?
Let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Ed Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Bill at Scorns and Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at etscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
Through the years, Cards fans have enjoyed winning the Fiesta Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl, and now your friends at Penn Station are going to celebrate the 100th season of Cardinal football with a Tasty Tuesday special that everyone can put in the win column. Every Tuesday, Penn Station is now offering up a 6-inch sub for just $3.99. That's a 6-inch Penn Station sub for just $3.99 all day every Tuesday through November. Simply order online or through the Penn Station app. Use promo code UL399 and your 6-inch Penn Station sub is just $3.99.
Chances are you've recently talked about it, or thought about it, or might even be thinking about it right now. You're thinking it's time to upgrade your vehicle, and boy do we have the place for you. Globe Auto Sales. Family owned and operated, serving the greater Kentuckiana area since 1972. Why Globe Auto Sales? Well, the answer is simple. The staff at Globe Auto Sales focuses entirely on the quality buying experience, not the high-pressured sales pitch you get at other places. So while you're thinking about it, stop by Globe Auto Sales located at 5705 Bardstown Road. Check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
What good is it having that beautiful view on your front and backyard if you can't see through your old grimy windows? Or how about when you let a little fresh air and your windows are constantly getting stuck? If this sounds like your current situation, it's time to make that call to Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, the best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted the most efficient for 2018 and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and all 5-star reviews, which means these are exactly the new windows you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive, Louisville, Kentucky, or 502-494-0120. That's Windows Plus. Make the call.
With fall approaching, are you dreading leaf removal, trimming bushes, bags, mowers, and blowers? Call the experts you can trust at Bosch Lawn Care. Be the envy of the neighborhood with a luscious green, leaf-free lawn this fall. Give us a call at 833-2GET-CUT or find us online at BoschLawnCare.com. That's BAISCH LawnCare.com. One visit, one good to go. Bosch Lawn Care is your solution this fall. And as always, professional, affordable Bosch Lawn Care.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Matt here, head brewer and owner at Great Flood Brewing Company. The way we make our beer is important because of the people who drink it. Brewed for those who share a connection to the community, we use the finest ingredients and best practices to honor our history and build upon it. Louisville made, brewer owned. Find Great Flood 6-packs at your local retailers throughout the city. Learn more and follow our journey at greatfloodbrewing.com.
Want to be part of the show? Hit us up on the Fan Outfitters Twitter feed at 93.9 The Ville.
This is Marcus Maven, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville from the OPC Services Studio.
You're listening to Middays with Marcus Maben. Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number, 93.9 is the station. People, I couldn't believe it was this far in the show before I got a chance to brag. I mean, I normally start off the show bragging on myself. Yesterday, Brian Hall, do you know what I did with my day?
Bet you ended up getting some good lunch afterwards.
I did an awesome show from 10 to 12. And then I went to the University of Louisville.
Oh, all right.
I snuck out of the production meeting. By the way, you got to tell me what I missed so I don't miss anything. I snuck out of the production meeting early, people. And I got to go teach a class. I got to go teach a sports psychology class. Now, I'll put air quotes when I say teach. I got the opportunity to go back over to Davidson Hall, classes I was actually skipping when I was in school. I'm just kidding, people. I went to my psychology class. But I actually got to go into one of my old classrooms with Mark Ennis, and we got to be the panel of sports psychology experts and how it transfers to radio, and it was awesome. And you know how you are when you say, oh my God, are these going to be all these young punks just looking at you like, oh, who is this guy? What does he want? I don't want to be here and I want to go home. I thought it was going to be that. Let me say, bravo to the University of Louisville, the class that I was in. I'm glad they were so attentive. I'm glad listen, they asked good questions afterwards, and you know they laughed at my lame jokes, and Mark did a strong job, and you know we had a team building exercise over there. But again, it was totally awesome. I got to talk about all of the basketball psychology conversions and how so they're so synonymous with each other. So like I said, it was about
what was the best question you were asked?
How do I deal with my co-host?
Really? Somebody asked you that?
Yep. Somebody said when you're working with a co-host, like how do you deal with things when y'all don't get along?
Fair enough. How did that go?
I was just gonna let it float out there until I said, well,
yeah, well,
you can ask Mark about this. He'll totally vouch for it. I was like, well, this is what goes on. Sometimes we have to play off each other, but sometimes we have a conversation or we're talking about something, and I'll look over at my co-host, and he's scrolling away on Twitter. And I told this class full of kids, I was like, but you know what I have to do, people? I have to have trust that my co-host is over there and he's going to get some information and bring something really relevant to the conversation. So instead of, just wondering what he's doing, and sometimes I have to like drag out a statement or something, waiting for him to return. I really did say that.
Yes, that's fair.
And the other thing,
as opposed to now let me retort on this panel. As opposed to the time had I not been scrolling when Marcus was on a 42-minute monologue about the state of the team of the game last night, while Louisville's being put on probation, and he is totally oblivious to it.
That was the worst.
People are texting me like, for the love of God, are you guys not going to talk about this? And I'm like, look, Steve, I'm letting him go. I'm letting him go.
The best example you could come up with was a 2 year ago a year ago FBI investigation. So basically, all of my scrolling is worth it just because
because you never know when I'm gonna and I'm like, hey man, look.
So I'll just scroll every day, and then just so happens, and you know what else I said? I threw you under the bus real
Mark good. Ennis is vouching for you. He said you did get asked that.
Did he? Is he gonna? Did he tell you the other one yet?
No, but he said you did get asked that. That's fair.
So number 2, Steve.
Yeah. Okay.
Because once
perfect.
Once those kids open that door,
oh yeah.
I went Shawn Michaels super kicked in the door. Oh, you want to know what I hate? Yeah. You want to know what it's like working with a partner? I said I had to get on them at the Galt House because I said I was like, students, one of the best perks about our job is free stuff.
Sure.
Free stuff, free food. I said I had to tell my co-host, you better stop ordering our free meals before, and I was like,
Yeah.
And I was like, kids, he can't help it because they're awesome. It's awesome
Yes.
food wherever we go.
Yeah.
And I said, look, and I was like, I have to be empathetic because I want to eat too.
I know.
But I have to tell him to stop ordering
I know.
his hamburger and fries, or at least stop crunching on the microphone.
This is fair. This is fair. But I will warn you. See, on Sunday morning, some of us, we have it's somewhat of a get together that they call. Let me see if I can get the word out.
Listen,
church.
hide behind it all you want.
See, when my co-host decides that he wants to do a pregame for the red-white scrimmage,
Absolutely. The fans, I did it for y'all.
I have to come starving to death because my
Steve,
co-host.
you ate before you went to church, Steve.
No, I didn't.
Steve,
Because
you
my
never leave
co-host
your house without eating.
Went and ate free brunch.
Ooh.
Free. See, this is the stuff he didn't tell the students.
Ooh.
Free brunch at the Review.
It was awesome.
So not just crap food. And then I come in and I'm like, dude, man, I ain't ate all day. Like, I got to eat, man. And he's like, yeah, we got, cause see, and then it's the 1 o'clock. So I've got to like rush there. I'm getting there. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I figure out where I'm parking. This is brand new. I come in. I'm like, dude, I got to eat, man. Like I haven't ate all day.
Brian, do you believe from the time Steve Rummage woke up that there was nothing, that no food touched his lips from the time he woke up
That's fair,
to
man.
the time he got over?
Hey,
Not at all. That's
I'm
not
just saying.
That's not true, Steve.
You don't have to believe
you
it.
Might,
You didn't have,
you
like,
might
Fig
forgot
Newton
you
or
had a
something.
Fig Newton or something.
I
Like,
had
chips.
nothing. Nothing. And then so I'm like, that's the stuff.
and it was awesome.
So students, that's the stuff you don't get to hear. It's like the one-sided story there.
The Review brunch.
It sounded awesome.
And the mimosas, they weren't skimpy on the mimosas. I don't know.
Yes. So my drunk co-host was I had already been drinking for 2.5 hours.
I had so much food that the mimosas were absorbed very
That's
lightly.
funny.
But point being, it was awesome, and I really appreciate them inviting me over there. And it was kind of like good for my anxiety, you know what I'm saying, to be in a classroom.
Oh, yeah.
Because like everybody thinks at some point I can offer something to a classroom, and to be back on a university campus, in a classroom, at the front of the classroom, and try to control the attention and try to be, to be relevant. And you're like, but it was kind of funny because a couple people in there, I was like, hey, you're as old as me.
Hey.
Right. Like that made me feel a little better about it. But
How did Mark do?
Mark did awesome. Well, let me see what Mark. I didn't know how big he was a sports radio savant. Like he talked about his dad and his brother.
He does the drive time show for the University of Louisville, and you're just now aware that he's a sports radio savant?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Fair enough.
here's the thing, and this is what I hate, and you hate this too.
Okay.
You know when people look at you and they say, "Oh, well, you just had it naturally, and I had to work for mine."
Uh-huh.
I thought that about Mark.
Okay.
About like he drive time, he's just good,
Yeah.
He's just good because he's good,
Right.
Like I had no idea. Like, dude, I've been listening and interacting with this thing, and my family's sports heads, and we sports radio heads, and I've been doing this since day one. So it's like he's a seasoned OG with it. You know what I'm saying? He's not just, I'm well spoken guy who just,
Right.
who has good diction on, just good. No. So he did awesome. I mean, he
Well, good. It don't sound like any of his co-hosts got bashed. The drive with Ennis and Rummage. That sounds good.
wrong. You're wrong.
That sounds good.
And you're wrong.
It's got a ring to it, Brian.
Here's the other side that you don't.
Mark Ennis in the building. Steve Rummage in the building. Brian Hall in the booth.
Yeah, try that.
From 3 to 6.
That sounds so awesome.
Me and Mark are getting some rapport. You
He
need to watch.
threw Luke Hancock under the bus on the show. You think he won't throw you under the bus, Steve? He said, listen, he called Luke. He said, man, dude, sometimes Luke just don't got it on some subjects that make him feel uncomfortable. So listen, you jump on out the ship and go.
I'm just saying.
Go hang out with Mark on the drive time.
Put some respect on my name.
He'll give you the same thing. Brian, I did not have the names up on.
Jason on one.
Let me get to the phone lines. Let me get to the Bill at Scorns & Sons Collision Center hotline. Jason, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
What's up, guys? I ain't got to talk to y'all in a little while. How y'all been?
Good, man.
I got, before I get to what I got.
Todd on too.
Make sure you get your free tacos. My cousin stole a base in the World Series last night. Nicky Bet, so make sure you go get your free tacos from Taco Bell. But I don't know if y'all touched base already. I'm just joining, but have y'all touched base on the rumor about Petrino? Because I had a homeboy of mine call me yesterday because he was reading a UK.
I bet he was.
And they were saying a whole lot of stuff. So have y'all touched base on that yet? I just want to let him know because I know he's listening. Let him know that you can't believe the people up the street or up the road about U of L business situation.
Here's the thing. I appreciate the call. Here's what we have to do. I would do this for you. I would do this for anybody else. We talked about it when rumors come out during FBI investigations. You remember when Coach said, if I chased down every rumor I heard, I'd be running forever, right? So what we owe all these rumors is to substantiate them, right? Nobody can run on public air with narratives and rumors that may or may not be true. Mm-hmm. All we can say is we acknowledge there are some rumors about the coaching staff, right? But here's the thing. I would not dare, because we talk about it and we talk about these rumors, while they're not salacious enough to fit into the category I'm going to say, but we say this all the time. Once you get accused of let's say anything, like let's say Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Once he got accused, and I'm not saying that they're anywhere in the same category, these rumors versus what. Once you get your name in the paper and you have been accused of insert whatever.
Sure.
That's the story. That's the narrative. That's enough to say you're a distraction. You know, people lose jobs over rumors because the rumor comes out and then they say, and then like something, let's say something bad happens and then two other rumors come out.
Yeah.
You know what you say? Conduct unbecoming of a player, conduct unbecoming of a coach. You got these rumors and you're doing this and these rumors and you're doing that. And then you had the improper text messages. The narrative, the public narrative is that's three things. We can't do that. We owe the coaching staff, we owe the listeners, we owe opposing fan bases enough not to say, oh yeah, well I heard this. Because I could call into any other show and say, well, I heard something was going on in your show. But yeah, it would be a way too irresponsible for us to take rumors one step further.
Sure. I think everybody, honestly, I think everybody's done a pretty good job at that with this whole thing.
Being
because it would be very easy to spew out anything that you hear.
And people, the rumors travel when you're mad at your coach. A rumor is so much more believable when you're angry at your coach. If your rumor comes out about your coach, you'd be surprised.
Sure.
A winning coach, if that year a coach is winning and you accuse him of something, you know what you are? You are a rumor mongering hater.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that gives you perspective on what we're talking about. And not that I wanted to give a long drawn out explanation. I'm just saying
you did.
But
it was good.
It's important. You can't.
It was needed.
You can't go with just rumor mill stuff, and now you're hearing the rumors are being drawn back a little bit.
Sure.
So now you got people's attention, and that's how you get sued.
Yeah.
That's how you get your radio station closed down.
Absolutely. So no.
Or get fined.
To answer your question,
heavily.
We have not.
Yeah. No. But we acknowledge there are rumors.
Sure.
Todd, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. Fire away.
How you doing this morning, Marcus?
Chilling.
Hey, Steve, you was talking earlier, man, that you didn't have anything to eat Sunday before you showed up downtown, right?
Yep.
Did you go to church Sunday?
I did.
Okay, did you have communion Sunday?
We did not. We did
You
not.
don't have communion on Sunday?
We did not. No, we did not do that.
Come on, what are we talking about
I was
here?
going to say, at least you had a cracker and some grape juice.
Yeah, no, we did not.
Oh, okay. Normally when I go, we always have, at least a piece of cracker, unleavened cracker, and then we have some grape juice. So I was going to say that would have been something.
Yeah, it would at least been something. So,
All right, brothers. Y'all have a good day.
Appreciate the call. Totally. Yeah, somebody was trying to catch you in a lie.
I was like, no.
Say no, communion. No, I didn't do that.
No,
I just came and
we did not have that.
Mark just had awesome brunch. Top of the hour break. Here's the thing. When we come back, people, I discovered there was a word that I had never heard in my life, and everybody sees this thing every day, and everybody knew what it was except for me. Commercial break, midday with Marcus Maben, 8150-939 is the number on 939 The Ville.
In life, it's best to have options. The more options, the better. But the one-size-fits-all approach is never an effective way to get the best.
and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's midday with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. My man Steve Rummage had to sneak out here. He's a family man. He got family business. He got real business to take care of. Sometimes he can't be in the studio, but we're going to roll right along. Brian Hall, I am just kind of getting warmed up in here. Go ahead.
Well, maybe he's on his way to Which because today is Which Wednesday.
Good call.
Yes, and thanks to Jason and his team for bringing Which to the ESPN Louisville studios, two great locations, Old Brownsboro Crossing or at 221 South Hirschburn Lane. Try the ESPN special, a large Which for just $6.80. The promo code is good 7 days a week. Pick up something for the family, cater for the office, or tailgating. Order online today at whichwich.com or download their new app, Which Superior Sandwiches.
Texter says that beat is tight, Brian.
Thank you.
Could you bring that beat up just a little bit in the background as I let people know why it's getting hotter in the building? I mean, we went to the heat a little too quick, so it makes the studio a little hot. But that's such an easy solution, people. If you need to go to the bullpen during the World Series, it's a great time to buy a train comfort system from DFH. This month only, you can get a 15-month special financing on a qualified train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility dates, details, and restrictions subject to credit approval. Thanks for playing that in the background.
This is a good beat.
That makes for a good little conversation. I almost went cashier conversation for this, but I don't feel like jumping off of. Because I'm gonna stay on YouTube Live. So, Huntington Texter says, this is a good call. Huntington Prep will be in town.
Ooh, yeah, you could watch Quinn Slazinski.
Did you know that already?
Well, one of his teammates I know is in town, but let me look that up real quick. I believe his name is TJ Thor.
Well, I don't see it coming up on my screen. Sorry about that. Well,
it says that Louisville will host 2021 five-star JT Thor for an official visit this week, and he is a teammate of 2019 commit Quinn Slazinski. So there is a chance that maybe they're in town if one of his teammates is visiting.
So Mac is,
or maybe he just meant
Mac is sitting around developing pipelines. Who would have known that he was playing in the long game? So here's the thing, people. When we cut out, Zach Smith accepts a plea deal for Ohio State. It's interesting.
Real quick, while we're on the JT Thor thing, there's actually 3 big-time prospects coming in out of the next 2 classes. The 2020 class, he has 5-star Jamin Brakefield, and then he has 4-star A.J. Hogard. And then in the 2021 class, that is the 5-star JT Thor. So he's got 2 5-stars and a 4-star in the next 2 classes that are visiting this weekend.
He's upping the bar, people, little by little. Be careful. That's all I'm saying.
And Louisville football actually has a big recruiting visitor this weekend too, and that is 4-star defensive end from Moore High School right here in Louisville, defensive end J.J. Weaver.
We're going to talk about that a little later on. That's a definite. If we don't get to a day, we're definitely going to get to that conversation.
That's the one that Steve's been real adamant about getting. He said he's the special one, and he seems to be pretty high on Louisville, actually.
So here's the thing. I went to break, and I said, there's something we look at every day, and there's a name of this thing, but it's not really a name. Instead, I say it's referred to as, because this can't be the real name, right?
AKA.
I had a big problem yesterday. So Brian Hall, I need you to picture this. I need everybody to turn up your volumes a little bit and be Marcus Maben. Live empathetically through me while I tell you this story.
I've been dreaming about this my whole life.
So here's the thing. You know, I get in and out my car, right?
Fresh looking car. From Globe Auto.
From Globe Auto. Shout out to Globe Auto. Globe Auto, actually, you should probably change the channel at this very moment. Just for a couple of seconds, Globe Auto. Change the channel.
I bet Kenny doesn't change the channel.
Because I had a problem, and it's not your fault. Right? So here's the thing. When I get in and out my car, You know, I require a little, a little extra balance and, just whatever, right? When I get in and out my car, Brian, I grab this little handle that's at the top of my door, right?
Yeah.
I don't just grab it, Brian.
It's the oh shoot handle.
I swing on the handle to get in and out of my car,
man.
right? Brian, at some point in my day yesterday, that handle snapped.
Oh, no.
Yep. So here's the problem.
No.
The handle snapped, right? I can't have this handle snap because I really use this handle.
Yeah.
Hopping in and out of my car, right? So here's the problem. I go to the internet because I'm going to order one of these and get somebody to put it on.
You were looking for a gym membership, weren't you?
I go to the internet to find where I can buy this handle, right? And I'm like, okay, it's the hanger handle, the car hanger handle, the thing over the door handle. You know how Google usually, if you get somewhere around the area of what it is, they kind of tell you what it is. And I say hanger handle images, and Google is giving me real pictures of hangers, of clothes hangers, and I'm like, no, Google, damn it, the thing in the car that got the little handle.
Read my mind.
Yeah,
Come
right,
on.
right. Because Google is on. You read my mind any other time I get on the internet and you show me stuff that I've been thinking about, right? So why not now? Why don't you know what I'm talking about? So Brian, I am searching. I'm going handle, car handle, above the car door handle, the thing.
You know, the thing.
Yeah, right. So I eventually lose my patience. And you know when you get frustrated and you get that knot kind of in your stomach, like what? Like an anxiety knot in your stomach because I'm frustrated. I don't know what this thing is.
You're stressed. You're anxious. You got all those emotions going on.
Yeah,
at
like
once.
I'm really getting frustrated.
mad.
So I take a picture of the thing, right? And then I go into the house and I post a picture of the thing, right?
Yeah.
And I say, what is this thing called?
Oh, yeah.
And I put ... seriously, what's it called, right? So, right?
I already know the responses you're getting.
Right. So I'm getting this oh shoot handle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, haha.
Replace with another word.
You're right. Oh, I'm getting OH space SH hashtag T or whatever, right?
You're picking up what we're putting down.
Right. Okay, so the problem is I see it and I say, oh, that's funny. Ha ha ha. No, but seriously, y'all, like, what's the name of it? You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's called.
Right. So I see one or two responses, and then 4 or 5, and then 6 or 7, and then I put it on Twitter simultaneously. And I go to Twitter, and everybody knows this thing as an oh shoot handle.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing. I still don't see a response that's giving me a real answer. So I get frustrated, and I type in oh shoot handle. And they show me pictures of where I can buy the oh shoot handle.
It is something that's made it from Urban Dictionary to the actual dictionary.
Yes, and to actual eBay.
Yes.
Right? eBay described it as an oh shoot handle. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, Globe Auto, it's not your fault. I overused my oh shoot handle.
Yeah.
Right? But here's the thing. Everybody knew this. Everybody knew this, Brian.
Yeah, I didn't mean to ruin the punchline at the very beginning of the show. I was like, oh, you mean the oh shoot handle.
There was nothing you could do about that one. I didn't set it up. I didn't prepare you. That was completely my fault. But Brian, how did everybody know? I mean, maybe just I don't ride with people enough. And you know what? When I do ride with people that can't drive, I go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'll never see it coming. Right? Because I don't like squeezing the oh shoot handle. I don't like, because here's the thing too. I'll squeeze that oh shoot handle so hard riding with somebody that my forearm will actually be sore. Yeah. When I get to the destination,
you
right?
Tense up and you're just
Man, I'll be in a 30-minute drive across town with somebody that can't drive, and I will turn over on my side and just say, I'm just really tired.
See, I'm not a good passenger either, unless you throw me in the back and put me to sleep.
Right.
I mean, I like to be driving when I'm in a car. Oh, you got a text message.
Did I just check my text message? I thought you were going to talk longer, but
my bad.
Point being, I had no idea what that was called. Just found out what it was called, and now I have to order. Can somebody put on my Oh Shoot handle for me?
Yeah.
Or is it one of them easy things like lift up a latch and
I
there's
think it'd
one
be
screw?
real easy. No, I think you just pop they have the two little plastic screws at the end. I think they just pop those out and pop new ones in.
Yeah.
But it depends on how much damage you did to that seal.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, and I got that white interior, man, and my dirty hands are gonna be doing stupid stuff to my interior.
I'm not gonna give away your car, but you might need to go to the dealership, to the actual, like not Globe Auto, but
I'm not doing that.
I mean the actual company of
Absolutely
your car.
not. Listen. At this stage of my life, put it this way. I have helped so many businesses get visibility that I can exchange some visibility.
There's somebody out there like, I know, I got that handle.
for a little bit.
Get one of those for Marcus.
So people, I do need a Oh Shoot handle reinstalled in my car. Boy, and here's the funniest part. Here's the real punchline.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the punchline for the whole story I just told. Guess what I said when it broke?
Oh, shoot.
I yelled out, "Oh, shoot," at least 2 or 3 times. And look, so I should have said, that's why they call it the Oh Shoot.
Yeah. We better stop saying this. One time we're going to slip up
Yeah,
here.
right. Because when you're hanging on to it and it breaks, the thing you yell out.
Oh, shoot.
Yes. So speaking of.
You know what? And I know this is kind of the cheap way to do it, but if you go to a junkyard and you find another Lexus, you could get one of those pieces for like $5 probably.
If I find another what?
Junkyard?
If I find another what?
Pieces?
You just snitched on me, Brian.
A part?
You snitched on what car I had.
Oh, I didn't say it.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
Yes,
oh, sorry.
you did.
Sorry, my bad. I had been so sly about it. I'm like, if you can just go to the dealership, the company that does it. But if you go to a junkyard, you can find a.
Yes, you said it. But here's the thing. It's all good. I think people knew. Listen, the way they were touching my car at the football game, they already knew exactly what I've been driving the whole time. But here's the thing.
People wouldn't have realized it if you just let it go. You had to point it out, though.
It was too late. We were there. So here's the thing. Speaking of Oh Shoot, there was a comment that is being clarified in ACC Media Day right now. And when I say clarified, I do mean moonwalked on. I do mean backtracked. I do mean, oh, shoot, I maybe shouldn't have said that. And people have been taking this man to town. Maybe your boy Maben is going to do a new thing. Brian, you have a clip of Coach K of Duke talking about what he meant when he said this whole FBI thing is a blip on the radar.
We haven't followed it that much, to be quite frankly, because I think it's minute. It's a blip. It's not what's happening. It's not. Yeah, I heard, Roy, I think he had his press, I don't know how many days ago, but when I heard what he said, I understand that. Like, I'm not exposed to, we haven't lost guys because someone cheating. I'm not aware of that.
See, that was the original, Brian. There's another one that he just explained either today or yesterday, where Coach K says, this is what I meant when I said blip.
You know what a blip is? No, really, for you guys, because you're local.
That's bad audio. Let me get one more. I'm finding it real quick. Let me find a good audio one, and I'll
It sounded good in here. Just to let you know. But here's the point, people. Coach K said it. You heard it. He actually referenced Roy Williams when he was explaining. Basically, I haven't lost recruits to cheating. I don't think that cheating is like the dominant aspect of college basketball. And again, if you're camped out, whatever camp you live in, this is how he feels about it. And this was his explanation of the blip comment, because everybody was up in arms about he said that blip comment, and then his kid gets implicated in a Kansas part of the scandal. But go ahead.
By the way, you know what a blip is? No, really, for you guys, because you're local. I don't care if it goes national or anything. You know what a radar is? There's a blip, okay? I'm in military. What's happening there is a blip on the total radar of 353 schools. It doesn't mean it's an inconsequential blip. And if I don't know other things on the radar, why is that wrong to say that? Why is it demeaning to say that? I don't understand that. Does that make sense? I mean, look, I'm not trying to defend myself because it doesn't make any difference. People are going to take shots. But that's what a blip is. It's not meant in disrespect for our game or whatever, or to say that what might be going on until everything is proven and gone through is a small part of our sport. I believe that.
And I believe you, Mike. And I believe you. I've listened to everybody in sports radio, and in the most respectful way possible. That made perfect sense to me. Maybe I am partial due to the fact that my dad, my father, who I love so much, is a helicopter pilot and an airplane pilot, right? So the idea of a blip on your radar, it could be another airplane coming in your area, or it could be something you need to watch out for. Mm-hmm. But either way, it's a blip on the radar. It's something, but I see it's there, and I'm not going to run into it. I know it's there. Like I felt like it was a kind of a simple conversation. Like, and listen, I'm not the guy that's going to do anything to defend Mike Krzyzewski and the Duke Blue Devils. I would never go out of my way to defend. But listen, I agree with them too, as far as my comment really doesn't need defending, even if I do say I don't believe that really goes on like that. And like I'm going to bring it back to a conversation I had with Mark and Steve before we went to break. But here's the thing. I said it during every aspect of the scandal, the original scandal. I said it during every aspect of the FBI. I think the FBI investigations kind of they more or less prove that coaches have a way of insulating themselves for the most part, right? Like there's a buffer, right? Mm-hmm. These coaches, especially the big ones, they're the gateway to jobs. What I mean by that, they're the gateway to jobs. They're the gateway to a lot of money.
I agree with your statement on Coach K. I think also he's kind of saying that he thinks it's low scale because he thinks it only deals with so many recruits, and in the grand scheme of things, there's 300 and something universities, and there's thousands of players that go to college every year, and we're talking about maybe the top 10,
but
15. But at the same time, the part that I don't agree with Coach K is he says that he's never been a part of it, and how are you getting all these 5 stars that are the top 10 players?
And I will say this, that my eyebrow did get raised when he said 326 schools or whatever, because here's the problem. There's only 50 schools max that have a real shot at being successful.
Yeah, and we're dealing with all the big programs, the programs that are going to be in contention.
Right. So don't tell me about how there's 360 different schools. So the talent pool is so vast because there's 100,000 players. It's like this used to make me sick, Brian. You remember those commercials that said there's over 300,000 athletes in college, and
99% of them will be going pro in something other than sports.
Not if I'm in the top 20, player. If I play for a team in the top 20, how about let's shrink the odds to top 50 schools. That means you get rid of all that trash. And I'm saying that respectfully right now. I'm not calling non-top 50 schools trash, but you get the point. If you play on a top 20 basketball team, try to do that commercial again. 5 of the people I know, look, out of 10 people on my Louisville teams, out of every 10 guys, 6 of them played pro somewhere.
Yeah, the stat that he gave is not relevant to his team.
Yeah. That 326 number, that don't count.
Yeah, because you're right. There's 250 teams that aren't even in contention.
Listen, like I would just go my first year. You tell me I got a 1 in 26,000 chance of making it to the pros, and then I look at my team and I say, well, I played pro, and even Cameron Murray played pro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Damian Dantzler played pro. Nate Johnson played pro. Tony Williams played pro. Alex Sanders played pro ball. You know what I'm saying?
And nowadays, even a lot of the mid-majors, the small schools that we're saying irrelevant, their players go play overseas.
Listen, my point is, your little scary stat about how they suck.
Yeah, they're not going to go make millions, but they're still going to go make thousands of dollars playing basketball.
I came back with a plan to open up a Subway when I first touched down at home.
That'd been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
Free Subway every day.
That was the plan. I got sidetracked.
You know what, though? Which is better anyway?
Right. I knew it was going to happen. Thanks for the save, Brian. But you get my point. The one time, like, I do know what Coach K said, and it takes me back to my original point. The insulation of the head coach says, I was going to tell a story. I had a local friend here, right? He was trying to put together some camps and put together some basketball situations, right? And he was kind of upset that Coach Pitino didn't really like participating or didn't volunteer himself to participate in it, right? And so, we're sitting around and we're having some drinks, and you know how it gets, the emotions come out, you know what I'm saying? Like, this could really help me if I could just get him to come, over here and give a 10-minute speech. And I'm like, here, you got to listen to me. And he was kind of trying to, man, how can you defend, Pitino? You're a Crum guy. And I'm like, I'm not defending Coach Pitino. I'm defending what he is. And it reminds you of when Puffy did the bad boy thing, right? And you remember how mad we were at the kids that didn't want to walk to go get cheesecake for Puffy? Mm-hmm. Because they didn't understand being around Puffy or being around Rick Pitino for 15 minutes could change your life. Like, legitimately. If you have Rick Pitino at your camp, it goes from 200 kids to 2,000.
Yeah.
You gross $8,000 off this camp to $82,000 off of this camp with just a 15-minute guest speaker. Parents are there, concessions are there, more kids are there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like trying to explain to him, like, people like Coach K and Rick and all these moguls, right? Being in their circle, like Puff Daddy's his manservant, Mr. Bentley's a millionaire now. Like just being around these guys makes you a ton of money, right? So asking him to give you 15 minutes, that's huge.
Costly.
Right? So and it costs you, like, dude. And if your thing crashes and burns or there's a big fight that breaks out, guess who they're going to be talking about? Not your camp. A Rick Pitino attended camp breaks out in the melee. Mm-hmm. He takes all the risk and none of the reward for coming to your camp for 15 minutes. And what I'm telling these stories to say, these coaches have to be so insulated because there are so many people looking to grab and pull and push. And a media reporter who makes the right comment towards Coach K and gets him rattled becomes viral. his reputation. He could get a job at USA Today because he rattled Saban one good time.
And a lot of times they take sound bites from like a 40-second response, and they'll take 10 seconds of it, and they'll twist and turn his words the way they want. And you got to think it from the other perspective. You're also seen as a role model to a lot of people, because you're such a big deal, that your little interaction where maybe you walked on the court one time and you shook a kid's hand, that kid might remember that the rest of his life, but is completely irrelevant to Rick in 5 minutes.
Right, and that's the life of a insulated mogul, the life of a Coach K. He knows my assistant coaches are going to do what they have to do to make me happy. I don't have to tell my coach, make a deal with Zion's uncle to get him here. Do you think I have to tell somebody? All I know is if you bring Zion here, I'm going to get in front of the camera and say, Coach Capel's responsible for bringing Zion Williamson to my team. Guess what happens? The next day, when Pittsburgh fires their coach, they say, you got Zion to Duke? Yes, I did. You want a job? Yes, I do. Where do we start at? 3.6. Deal. Because you worked something in the back rooms with Zion Williamson and whoever, and this is conjecture, hypothetical. It's not. Don't get me sued, right? But you get my point. Coach K can say, dude, that's not. I got the best recruiters. They get it done. Mm-hmm. I don't take a moment at night to lose sleep on how they got this kid here. You know what I'm saying? They work these AAU rooms. I look at their credit card expenses. They're always in Vegas. They're always in IBL tournaments. They're working. I don't have to say how the sausage is made, Jeff. Mm-hmm. Well, what did you say to the mom and to the dad, and why do they like you more than they like other people? I don't care. You've been following the kid around for 5 years. You should like him.
Yeah.
And this is Duke. Fool, I got 8 national championships.
A guy like Coach K is going to say, yeah, a recruit coming in town and me taking him and his parents out to dinner is enough for a lot of people.
Right.
Hey, the experience of just being with a guy with that kind of persona and that it's almost like he has an aroma around him that you're just like you just feel different when you're around him.
And there's a reason to believe that we're getting. Rick believed this was lucky to get Bowen because I'm Rick Pitino. I got Donovan Mitchell here. I got Romeo here. You think I'm gonna decide to go pay Bowen like I'm not worthy? Here's the other thing. It made me so angry when it happened because I knew the effect. When Nike spent that money and ran that commercial, I make reference to this commercial all the time. They played that commercial during the NBA playoffs. Every single kid is watching the NBA playoffs. When they saw that Nike ad of the kid, it was just like the Be Like Mike commercial. When every kid saw that commercial of that little boy getting cut, making his high school team, becoming a superstar, winning the state championship. After he did all that, he went to Duke. And it was everything but the Duke Blue Devil logo on his shirt. It was the blue and white college team. It was the hat. It was the #1 draft pick. It was the diaper dandy, Dick Vitale. They did everything but said this kid went to Duke. That commercial meant the creme de la creme in all the children's minds was Duke. Now, if I'm a coach and I know that campaign is being put out there to the world, if that's the campaign, if Nike spent $20 million in a brainwashing campaign to win the minds of the children, why would I have to pay him?
I'm going to take it a step further and say, a lot of these big coaches, why people say that Rick Pitino didn't know is because they do have that ego a little bit. All these coaches do. And they're like, I don't need to do that. Like you said, the fact that I'm going to be coaching you and that, all these people that I know in the NBA and I'm going to get your word out there myself, it should be enough.
Right.
So that's what makes me think that the whole NCAA investigation is so widespread because you get to a point where, okay, this 5-star recruit comes in town, he goes to dinner and spends the weekend with Rick Pitino, and then next weekend he goes and spends it with Coach K. Well, now we got to up them, so we got to figure out how, because Coach K, the experience is just as good as being with Pitino. So now the difference maker is I got to give you something.
And here's the thing. You're not even spending the weekend with these coaches. And again, when you say confidence, I say I'm arrogant enough to believe that you want to play for me because I'm the best at what I do. That arrogance
and
also.
If you don't want to, the next guy will.
The next guy, like, who cares? Yeah. I say he said Cat Barber home because I don't like the way you look at me. Yeah. Point being, as well as everything else we just mentioned, the arrogance and here's the thing. Any coach that legitimately complains and says, I lost my recruit because y'all paid for him is a loser, hypothetically. Mm-hmm. Coaches that just complain about losing recruits to another guy unless they have concrete factual proof. If they just heard that guy got offered this and they actually have sour grapes, right? Mm-hmm. They're a loser coach, right? Because Chris Mack, when they asked him about it, just like I'll defend Coach K, I'll defend Coach Mack. He says, I mean, it might go on. And here's the thing. What are we learning from the FBI? The university are not the most important part. The shoe company and the Dawkins, the runners, they're the guys lying about, they're the guys negotiating with teams.
For the first part, the second trial might be different.
It may be. But what we've learned is the street agent element is really the power player. Yeah. They're the broker, right? They're the guy who's telling you, Oregon offered this. You need to give me this to offer this kid this.
The runners are going to give you the most information because they're the ones communicating with everybody.
And they're the ones creating the market. Yeah. They're creating the market value through the shoe company. The university is just hearing about the value, right? Mm-hmm. And think about it. Even the dirtiest coaches, what if they said, shoe company, listen, give me some players. Bill Self, his biggest accusation is he's saying, I got to get some studs, and I don't know how you do it. Just go do it.
To me, it smells that this all started with a coach that wasn't up to the caliber of the Coach K's and the Patinos and all that, and he had to find his ground to meet them, so he started paying these guys, and then all of a sudden these guys who, Patino and Self, and who probably felt like they didn't need to be involved in it because they're such a big deal themselves, had to get involved because they had to go outplay these guys who were.
And I'd be careful when I say get involved, but I want people who know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And that ended up being probably a Rick Pitino downfall. I hired somebody who at least knows what's going on in the circuit. And I can maybe if I hire a coach who knows what's going on and has good judgment, he can at least tell me the best angle to get these players, or he can work the best angles to get these players. So yeah, the overall point to the conversation is the arrogance is still the reason why I believe these coaches. And the fact that no coaches are able to say, I'm losing players and I'm losing because the coaches are paying these other kids is a loser mentality, and you're not going to hear that a lot. You're going to get more runners on trial than anything else. Mm-hmm. Point being, I side with Coach K on this one. Quick commercial break. Midday with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. Hot topic on the way back. 93.9 The Ville.
Hi, I'm Circuit Court Judge.